Hey guys, figured I'd do another video. Seems I'm pretty bad at uploading them, but which I literally have two made ready to go that I need to put on YouTube. I just keep forgetting about doing it because work's busy. So I figured I'd do a video over this. So this is the 6-zone amplifier project essentially. Set this out of the way. Get all my massive amounts of crap out of the way. So all this is a rack mount enclosure. So there's the ears for it, because that's the front side, which I have taped up now, because in the beginning I forgot to, and I scratched it. Oh well. So here's the back side. This is the power in jack, so it'll just be, just something like that. So you just have an on-off power switch, and a fuse will go in right there, and I've got the fuse holders, just, they fall out if there's no fuse. 6 network jacks, because I don't like to do an internal network switch. It's how I like to structure things. I want everything to go through one main switch, because if I do a main switch, I can aggregate them to a master switch that takes the internet connection and everything else. So then I have 6 aux in ports and then 6 audio out ports. It's not my best work. It was pretty difficult. Those came out pretty well the best. Those have got a slightly off skew. The network jacks, they're all sorts of different angles because I had to jigsaw every single one of them out. And you can see there's a slight gap on this one. Got a little over creative on that one. So it took me like 3 hours just to do those. So I was like, I'm not going to worry about being perfect. So what's going to be going in here is this 24 volt DC power supply. 24 volts at 25 amps rated max output. So it's 660 watts, I think, is what it's rated at. Because I am putting in, eventually it's provision basically, but right now it's going to get 2 of these Arylic. They call them mono amps, but they actually do stereo. If you look, stereo, and then you have the jumpers here for stereo. So what these are is they are a network-based amplifier board, because I run everything in the house off Home Assistant. So like for instance, if you look at that switch over there, you can see it's like a decor. That's because that one's controlled off my phone with an app on Home, because everything runs through Home Assistant, like I said. And then back here, because these switches are covered up all the time, you have one decor dimmer, which is a TP-Link one, and I didn't have another one. I didn't really want it to be a dimmer out back, that's all I had. Or that one's actually for the back porch lights, kind of works out okay. And then that one's for out back, and I wanted a single pole, but I didn't have one, so that's just a Wise switch. Because Wise requires you to use their cloud to even control their switches, which sucks. I hate it. So the lights out back, ignore the reflection of the fluorescence. But the actual lights out back, those are controlled by Home Assistant as well. These switches are getting ready to go into a switch input module. Instead of controlling the lights will be constant hot. Those will be switched through the network. And then this is a audio in jack. So all it is a little 3.5 millimeter aux port. I didn't have any aux cables that were all bad, so I just made one up with these ends that I had laying around. And then up in the corners, you have a speaker, another speaker, and then the reason why I also want to do that is if you see the color of that one is slightly off compared to those ones. So when I turn it on, it'll automatically set to straight daylight white. And then, so this is the backyard now, because we just added all this, hence why the sprinkler's running, covering the sod. So, and then on the shop here, if any of you guys have seen my previous videos, you know there was no shop here before. Because I think in some of you could see there was never a shop here, so this is all new. I'm going to do on that corner and that corner speakers, and then I'm probably going to do some planar speakers like there and there to get 3 tiers of audio. I have a helper. That's Tucker. Hi, Tuck Tuck. He likes to sniff people's butts. And Callie. But, yeah, so those ones will probably chase around, come under that fence on the outside, and pop up. Hi, Reese. She's helping from behind the slider. Hi. And so, all these different zones. I got to build another one of those amps that I just showed in the shop. And then there'll be one in the house. Because eventually there's going to be an installing speaker in here. And then a couple in the house, upstairs, and then probably in the downstairs bathroom, because I can get into extras and maintenance room right next to it, so I can get up in the joists. It's all finished basement. So if you look there is, besides all the dirt, you can see little dot, so that's the punch marks for the amp, so there'll be one here, one here. Over here, dot, and dot, so that's where the power supply sits. Leaving, if you really wanted to, a spot for a network switch in the very middle, but what that's actually going to be used for is, I'm using pre-made patch cables, so it's going to be a coil spot for the extras. Because I got some of the, find one, the feet. So, those will all be neatened. Then these will have to come in, and those will go into, I can find them. Alright, I'll throw them on the floor. An actual male end. So those will plug into there. Because the way these work is when you get them all set up right, which can be kind of a hassle at first. There's not much showing it, so I may do a video on it. Basically, what happens is you connect these. Oops, if I put it in shot, because you know I can't film anymore. You plug them in to network, and then when you group these, which you can set up groupings on Home Assistant, you have to use a mini media player for Home Assistant, I believe. That way you can actually do it. And that way, so basically if you use this one as the master, which you have to use a master, then basically you'll take your audio input jack and you can give it to all the other amps linked together over the network. If you hear noise in the background, that's that idiot trying to get free food. So yeah, one will sit up here, one will sit right there. A total of 3 high on each of these, making 6 ins and outs. So basically, any one of these inputs can connect to, technically, any of these inputs will, one of these inputs will be one of these outputs, but any of these inputs can be shared to the other outputs. So it's not like a true, technically, matrix switch internally. It's more like a just shared audio system. So, hey, Tuck. He likes food. And he's slowly figuring out how to open the container, which is bad. But yeah, so I plan on trying to get this thing finished tonight. I did all the hard work yesterday. It's just cleaning it up, getting it done today. So that's drilling the holes for that one, drilling the holes for those, and mounting them. That's really all there is left to do. So yeah, I'll make another video of me actually finalizing it and putting it in. So this is basically just a quick catch up and everything. So that'll do it for today. Hope you guys have a good evening, and I'll see you later.